Alright everyone, this is Troy from Bluetail Survival. Going to give you a review here of the saws, or saw, even though there are some extra blades in this case, and dressing knives that I use in the field to field dress, quarter, and skin the game that I hunt, which so far have been mule deer and one antelope. But I've had this group of tools for several hunts now, and I feel comfortable being able to talk a little bit about how each of them, how they've performed so far. I think these are all low-cost options. I tend to see each of these for at least $30 or less. I've seen people buy these for $20 if you're bargain hunting, and I think these all represent a tremendous value for $20. So let's just jump right in. I'm going to start with the bone saw just to get it out of the way. There's nothing really too fancy about it. So it's the Gerber Bone Saw. It comes with a nylon case with different blades. It has a wood blade, and I'm not sure because it's just tighter serration, deeper serration than what I have on there, but I've used this one to skull cap and bone out, or cut through leg bones on antelope and mule deer, and it has worked quite well. It's very lightweight, and so far has held up. I've had it for two seasons now, and it has been used on 3 animals, 2 mule deer and 1 antelope, and it just folds right up into a fairly compact. You could put it, into a deeper like ACU, BDU pocket. So it's a nice tool, and it has come quite in handy. And again, it's fairly inexpensive. This one's going to be a little bit different. I might even have to reference some internet stuff on this, but this is the Gerber Gator fixed blade clip point. So it has, this part of the blade removed here. I can't find this online anymore. I think I've had this knife the entire time I've been hunting, so 15 years now, and it has been a great knife. I think you used to be able to get these at Walmart for $20. The new version is exactly the same, except for it's a drop point, which is similar to the buck knives that I'll get to in a second, and is also 420 high carbon steel. I'm not sure if this blade is 420. I can't find this version anymore. It really has been a great knife. I use it primarily for quartering. I like the clip point for that. They have a clip point current version that is a folder. It has a little bit of a shorter blade. This one is 4 inches, so that blade is slightly shorter. I think it's about 1/4 of an inch shorter, so not even really that noticeably shorter. But this grip texture, if you prefer this grip, which I think fits my hand really nicely. I have, maybe small to medium-sized hands, and it fits really well. And I've dressed an entire animal with this if you have to do it that way. It can be used for the entire process. It's not the best seal in the world, so it's not going to hold an edge probably, as well as some of the higher end knives, but I've never really had an issue with it. I just put a new edge on it with my Wicked Edge today, and it's really easy to do. And I think that's one of the things about the 420. But all of these are 420 HC. Again, I'm not sure if this one is, but the current versions of this model are, and it's just real easy to put an edge on, and it just gets really sharp and can cut through, the quartering process, which I brought the antelope back whole this time, and my wife quartered the antelope and cut out, the back strap and the tenderloin and all that. And this, the clip point is really nice for that because it allows you to, maneuver the knife a little bit more in those tighter joint areas. So I've really liked this knife and consider it to be a tremendous value for the price point, which I've seen the modern version for $30 with the folder. And it's basically the same type of grip. I think it's like a glassed, there's a glassed fill in there, and then a polymer textured over grip. And it's really comfortable. It fits real nice. You can get a really good grip on it, and it gets the job done. So for an inexpensive knife, this has been a, at least 10-year knife, probably, I don't know, seven large game animal dresser, and there has been involved in that process. But the kit that I use the most now is the Omni, the Buck Omni 2-pack with the Paklite caper. So it comes with both of these, and they come in this sheath. So the little one goes in here, and then the bigger one in the back. And this is just a great field dress combo, because you have, the smaller knife that, it has a texture, cut into it, into the handle. You could take 550 quarter or something like that and put it on here, and then if it gets super gunky, you can get rid of it. I haven't used that so far. I've just kept it clean like this, and it's been great. This is definitely good for getting into those tight spaces and, getting rid of connective tissue, things like that. It's been a wonderful knife, and this 420 HC has been very durable. I've had this only for 2 seasons, so it falls in the same category as the bone saw. It's got 2 deer and an antelope under its belt, but it's been great. A great combo, and I think you can get this. I've seen people who've reported getting this combo for $20. I've seen it for 30. I just think it's a tremendous value. Really easy to sharpen again. This one is razor sharp at this point, and it was still very sharp after going through the antelope and just doing the field dress process with both of these knives. Matt used one of his knives to skin, so I'm not, I didn't use it for that purpose, although I think we did use them for that purpose under the mule deer, and they would work great for that. There was definitely enough edge between the two of them to be able to single hand process an animal, and definitely all three present a perfect combo for taking it all the way down to quartering and getting some of the cuts out. This is the drop point style, and the drop point is great for field dressing. That's just, in my opinion, I like it better for field dressing, but not necessarily for quartering. This is a thick knife. It can't, get into the, in between as well as this knife can, to separate, and follow the muscle structure, at least for me. But it does work great for field dressing, and I like it. Again, you can, use your finger along the blade to help guide your way into the chest cavity, and it's been very corrosion resistant. I don't see any real any signs of weather damage to it, so it's just a great combo. It's a little bit smaller handle. It fits me okay, because again, I have smaller hands, but I think someone with larger hands probably wouldn't like this knife as much. But it's been really good for my use. The sheath does have liners, plastic liners in there, so if you stick it back bloody, which I always do, it's easier to clean. This one, which was the original Gerber sheath, also has that, which is nice, because I've done that. I mean, several times. I always do that. And the sheath is definitely looking more worse for the wear and kind of rusted out here on some of these rivets. But I've had this thing for years. So just wanted to give you a quick idea of just a low cost. I mean, here you're looking at total less than $100 to get you to what you need to do out in the field, and these have all been really great knives. Even this one with the drop point, I would still, if I had to replace this knife with the same knife, I would get the folder with the clip point, just because it's been useful. I don't like dressing as much with that point, but it's been great, and these have all been really easy to keep an edge on. I'm not an expert on using even the wicked edge, which is a fairly simple design, but I can keep all these really sharp and maintain their edge. I don't know how well you can see, but it's I have trouble with the higher grade steel, because I'm not someone who is a knife person, so I don't handle those as well. But these are really easy to use, so that's it. For less than $100, you're in the field. You can totally take an animal from on the ground to little baggies in the freezer. Just with this setup, I just did it with the antelope, only using what you see here on the table, and it definitely gets the job done. All right, guys, signing off.